Hello, hello, my friends. Got kitty hair on me. Hello, hello. Welcome to day number 5 of our Intuition Scavenger Hunt. I am Jody Harvilla, psychic medium, spiritual teacher. I'm gonna hang for a second, let you guys jump on, and we can go over day 1. Say hello in the comments so I know you can hear me and see me. Just hang tight for a second. There we go. Now I see some people jumping on. All right. There we go. See Miss Lori and Jen. Hello, hello, ladies. Hello, hello. Come on in. Hey, Miss Tony. Good to see you, sister. There we go. Now some people are jumping in. Day number 5. This week is going fast. We are on our 5th day of the Intuition Scavenger Hunt. It is windy as shit here in Fargo. So you might hear a bunch of rustling in the background. It is windy today. Good day to open your windows in your house for just a couple minutes. I know it's chilly, but open it up and let that wind blow out all the stale energy and blow in some of the new energy. I love windy days like this to clear my house. I think it's fun. Okay, so we're going to get to clue number 5 in just a second here. I just wanted to give a couple minutes. Okay. And we did figure out why you guys were not getting the emails that you were supposed to be getting. So you should be getting them now. Andrea put together an email. I believe it already went out today, and it's got all of the days of the videos on it. We apologize for that. We thought they were going out. So I'm glad you guys said something yesterday. And I was getting the test. So I was like, oh, they're coming. They look great. And I don't always see it as a client. So apologize for that. And it's also posted on my blog. If you need the video, it's either in the email if you signed up, or it's on our blog. And I've also posted over in Mighty Networks every day too. So we have lots of different ways, but I also put the link here in the comments because we put a fun little PDF together for you guys with a couple downloads of connecting to the light, meeting your guides and angels, and then a little PDF on the angel numbers, some of the things we've been going over this week. So I'm loving all the shares that I'm seeing all over Facebook, and a few people have emailed me and things like that. I encourage you to share things publicly because it's fun to let people know spirits all around. We love to spread the news that everyone is surrounded by spirit and it sends signs all the time. Today's subject, I actually really like to talk about today's subject because it's been a struggle in my life. It's been a struggle in a lot of people's lives. And some of these little things today is actually what started to move the energy around. And today we're talking about pennies from heaven. And we're talking about it in a few different ways. Okay. So how many of you have ever found a penny on the ground, or a dime, or a quarter? How many of you have ever had that experience? And some people connect it as a symbol to a loved one, like, oh, that's my grandpa. He always sends me dimes. I have a client that her husband passed away, and he has been sending her dimes ever since. So she finds dimes all over the place. So sometimes it can be pennies from heaven, meaning from our loved ones. That's one of the symbols that they use often is pennies, dimes, quarters. I always ask them for a raise. I'm like, oh, I love finding quarters, but hey, how about like a $10 bill or $100 bill? So I often ask for a raise from heaven because why not? Okay. Lori says, yep, all the time. Yeah, it's fun when you get to find change out there in the world. And one of the things that I can't remember how, it's probably 10 years ago or something now. A long time ago, I remember a friend of mine was helping clean her house and like organize it. I'm so bad at doing that. Like I love when it's organized, but I am just not very good at it. And she loves doing it. She's crazy about it. She loves it. And so she would come over sometimes and help. And we were really kind of struggling financially. And she was walking around the house, and everywhere she went, she was finding money, like change all over. And she's like, Joni, you have abundance everywhere. And you just keep affirming the opposite. You keep saying you're broke or you don't have any money or whatever. And she goes, it is everywhere in your house. Every place I'm going to organize, I'm finding money. And I was like, isn't that interesting? And so that day, I found this beautiful jar. I'll have to take a picture of it for you guys. This beautiful, beautiful round jar, and or container maybe. And I put a little label on it, and I said fun money. And all the money that we started to find, because we started to find all sorts of money once that kind of got in my head. We started to find money everywhere, and we started to put that money in the fun jar. And we found it in the couches. The kids would find money. Eli and I would find money, or we'd have extra money and we'd throw it in the fun jar. Or if we had, extra couple bucks in our pockets, like we kept it out on our dining room table. So I didn't hide it. I didn't make it look nice. I put it front and center in the room. So every time I walk by it, I could say a money affirmation. I could say something about money keeps coming to us. There's plenty of money in the world. Like money comes to us easily, all the different things. And we used that money so we saved for a year. And then we ended up using that money to take the kids for a weekend at a hotel at this time of year. It's like, kind of get sick of being inside around February. And so we used it to take them on an adventure. And we didn't do a lot of that because we just didn't have the cash to do it. And so that actually started us having this different mindset that, yes, we have bills and we have debt and things like that. And we have, we're paying on those, and we have a system set up and all those kinds of things. And we can have this too. It doesn't have to be this or this. It can be both. And as we pay this off, we'll have more for this side, right? And so we started using that, and I still use that jar, and I still use that for vacations. When we take a family vacation, the kids raid that jar. Like if we're going to they used to love to raid it because we would put a bunch of quarters in there. And I'd be like, okay, at the hotel we're going to, we used to go out to Brainerd, and they had an arcade place and they could play pool and all this stuff. So I'm like, go get quarters. And they would just bring a big thing of quarters, and they would have a blast. And it wasn't a lot of money at first, but it was enough for a hotel for 2 nights, and they would have a blast, and we would order pizza and all the stuff. And it got us to remind ourselves that we can create a different path. We don't always have to keep assuming about being broke or not having enough money or whatever. Sometimes we just got to save, and we just need to have a place to mindfully put our money mindset. And so I thought it would be a fun way today to bring in some of that abundance energy, because I know people are struggling. I know that there's a lot of financial stress in the world right now. I know how much eggs are. I know how much, groceries are. It's crazy. And so people are in a lot of fear about that. And so we keep trying to shift people into a little bit different mindset. Yes, I know it's a lot and it's expensive and all that stuff. And there's still a lot of money in the world. There's lots of ways to make money. My kids are making great money working at Target. You can go deliver food for a couple hours every day if you need to. Like, there's so many different things. I wish DoorDash would have been around when I was a teenager. I would have freaking loved that. And so I would love people to create a heaven or, pennies from heaven jar or a fun jar or something. And all the money that they start to find in these weird random places, start collecting it for something. Maybe it's for a trip with you and your kids. Maybe it's for a pizza party. Maybe it's for a trip to Ireland or something bigger like that. But at least start to put money somewhere. And that will open up some doors that maybe you kind of keep closed in your mindset because you just have a lot of fear and you're scared and you keep looking at your bank account. There's not enough in there, all that kind of stuff. But have one place that you're collecting, and you're allowing a bucket of money to come in, and you're allowing it to come in lots of different ways. I have tons of stories where money came out of nowhere. And I was like, damn, when you actually put some focus on this, it works. Some other things that I like to incorporate with today is any kind of abundance that does come to you, keep track of it. Like, write it on a list or make a little list on your phone. We've been doing this in Mastermind for a long time. Is we'll take a week or a month, and everything that comes to us, we keep track of. So we're paying attention to what is actually coming in, not always just what's going out. And so like I find a penny, I write it down. I find a dime, just found a dime yesterday, I write it down. If someone gives me a gift card as a gift or something, I write it down. That's value. That's abundance. That's wealth. I write that down. And use your gift cards. Don't just stash them, actually use them. Money needs to move in and out. It's both. And so if someone gives me a gift, I write it down. I get random things in the mail sometimes and it's fun. And so I write that down. That is part of things that I'm receiving, because often it's a state of being in a receptive mode. And when we're scared all the time, like we're not receptive, we're not open to it. We kind of close it off a little bit. And my hands used to, and they still do, if I'm not in an open and receptive mode, like I make fists in my hands and I'll just all of a sudden notice like, wow, I am not being open right now. Like I need to open up and let some energy come in and let things come to me and through me. And so my body will tell me if I'm not in the receptive mode. And so today is, yes, we're looking for signs, heaven, pennies from heaven, from loved ones, dimes, quarters, whatever you like to find, but also just letting random abundance come in from wherever it wants to come, and learning to open up to it and be in a receptive mode. A lot of people aren't open and receptive. That's bullshit. Whatever. You can't just say affirmations and expect $1 million to show up. No, sometimes there's some things that you actually need to do. One of them is being open to the energy. Okay. And so affirmations, having fun with spirit, asking for it. Oh my gosh, spirit, you know what? I need some opportunity to make some more cash. Like, show me some things that I would enjoy and some different ways that I could possibly bring in some abundance. And it's really fun if you can start to allow that to come in. I have a friend that she watches dogs. Like, that's her extra thing right now. And I was like, I would have never considered that. I wouldn't even have thought of that. And she loves it because her little dog loves it and all the other little dogs love it. And every time she does that, there's another project in the house that she gets done. So she's using it to get projects done in the house, which I think is cool. You can be a tutor, you can clean houses, you can sell things. Like, there's a ton of ways to bring more income in. And there's also fun ways for money just to be gifted to you, or you get a random check like, oh, you overpaid on this. I remember I got overpayment on a credit card once and I'm like, what? I never do that. And it was like a check for like $75. And I thought, well, damn, I'll take it. More of that, please. And so I thought today would be fun to work on your mindset and the connection with spirit. Okay. And so how many of you could use a little extra? I think if you don't say yes, like you're really, like, a lot of us could use a little extra, right? Donna said, yep, I have. Someone told me that, asking about if she found coins, someone told me they were from my dad. He collected coins. That's awesome. That's great. Yeah. So I want you to do this twofold. I want today to be about being open and receptive, and about receiving that money energy. Money and love are the same vibration. That's why I love to put this into the hunt, scavenger hunt, because a lot of people are in that kind of love energy when they're asking for signs and their loved ones are coming through. And a lot of people are getting a little bit of momentum around seeing different signs and different things that are happening. And so we want to bring in some more of that energy, and money energy is something that a lot of people resist. And it's because of all the beliefs they have around it, not necessarily because it doesn't want to come in. So it's a little bit of a practice about being open and receptive. Okay. Does that make sense to you guys? Give me a little yes in the comments if that makes sense to you. So I would love to see people find some kind of a container and make it their fun jar, or make it your vacation jar. Or I wouldn't say for a rainy day, because I don't want to go on vacation on a rainy day, right? But have it be a trip jar, or, pizza jar, party jar, or something, and create a space for it in your house so you're reminded, and keep putting some money in there every time you have a little extra. Like another friend of mine, she put all $5 bills. Anytime she had $5 bills, she would never spend them. She would put them in her money jar. At the end of the year, she had like a couple $1,000s, because $5 adds up fast. Pennies add up fast. So do quarters. And so I would love for you all to create some kind of a money jar, and whatever you want to name it, something fun and positive, of course. And then tag me in the photo. I think that'd be super fun to see that and to create that for yourself. You know, I've taught both my kids to do that. Whether they do it or not, it's up to them. But that is still something that we use every year on vacation. And I think it was one of the best little insights I got from Spirit a long time ago when we were really working on our money mindsets. And it still helps if things get tight, or we feel tight, or things are slow, or things are expensive, or extra things come up. It's like, okay, time to get creative. What can we do? And that reminded me, like, oh, that's an opportunity, so I could create a space for it. Money likes to have a job. So whether the job is to save and to grow, whether the job is to take me on vacation, whether the job is to pay my electricity bill, whether the job is to put gas in my car, buy food for my family, money likes to have a job. Does that make sense, you guys? So can you all go out and make some kind of a fun jar? What would you call your jar? So ours is just, I think ours is just I think I still have fun money on it. I don't know that I ever changed it. I think I liked fun money because we only use it for fun. We don't use it to pay bills. We don't use it for any of that. It's only for fun because we deserve fun. Linda, she said, sometimes I feel like I have everything I need and want, but I'm open to more. Also, I'm a borderline hoarder. So maybe your jar could be about money that I want to gift others. You know, I just saw a story that it was kind of a fun story. I loved it. So a lot of us maybe have done, like, you know, pay for the person behind us with a cup of coffee or something like that at Starbucks. And someone had said, you know, instead of doing that, not that you can't do that, but they said, call a school and pay for somebody that is behind on their lunch money. So maybe if you have everything you need and want in the moment, but you have some extra abundance, you could call the schools or take it in and just say, hey, please put this on someone's account that needs it. Or maybe you could donate it to a women's shelter or whatever. Like that creates abundance as well. So a woman taught me a long time ago, I always wanted to have, I wanted women in business to have access to support, like financial support, like microloans and things like that, because it's really hard to run a small business. And I really started with zero in the bank. And I'm like, God, that would have been freaking helpful to have some operating costs. And she said, find a company that does what you would like to do someday and just do it on a smaller scale. And so there is a website, it's called Kiva. And for years, I've donated to different people, and it's from all over the world. And these women put up their little ad and what they're doing. And, you know, they're asking for $300, $400, and you can do $25 bids. And then I always try to find the people that are like $25 away from their goal. And then I always try to get them to their goal because that's fun for me. But it was so fun for me because I was like, well, geez, I still can make a difference. Even if I don't have a ton I can give them at the time, I can still make a difference in someone's life that way. And that created this appreciation. And Sunny says all the time, she goes, appreciation appreciates. And so sometimes you need to do things in that way too. And that helps you be open to receive more, because then you can help and give more too. Okay. So it's always a cycle. Always, always, always. Sometimes we need to be open to receive. Sometimes we need to be open to offer and to give. Okay. Tony said, I often find coins, mostly pennies, but feel like someone else could use that extra abundance more than me. So I turn the coin to heads up, bless it, and leave it there. Am I turning away the abundance by doing that? Should I not do it in that way? I have done that actually myself. I'm like, oh, I'm going to leave that for someone else to find. Or like at Aldi's, you know, you have to put the quarter in for your carton stuff. And so I always leave my quarter in there. Some woman one day, she ran after me with my quarter and she's like, you forgot your quarter. You forgot your quarter. And I was like, yeah, I don't need the quarter. I just wanted to leave it for someone that maybe needs a quarter. And she was like, oh, Sorry. And I was like, yeah, I just want to give it away. I think follow your spirit, Tony, because sometimes I've been led like, oh, I think I'm going to leave that for the next person. Sometimes I'm going to leave it for the next person. My spirit says, pick that up, put it in your fun jar. Because maybe I've been a little resistant lately, or maybe I haven't been as open to receiving as I could be. So kind of goes back and forth with me. I would do both. I would see what your spirit says. Judy said, I already have a jar. We put random coins in, we find, but I'm not consistent. I'm not consistent. I just do it when I find them. Or if I see them laying around, or if Eli finds some money in the laundry, if he finds cash, he keeps it. But if he finds coins, we have a little collector. So it doesn't have to necessarily be like a consistent thing. I think it's more of a intention piece. Like, I'm going to put these in the jar, and then what do you have the coins? Like, what are they? What's their job? What are they for? Are they for vacations? Are they for if you want to buy pizza one night? Like, give it a job. Going to Greece, 40th wedding anniversary. Beautiful. That is absolutely worth a jar. Yeah, it's really fun, and it really helped. It helped, and it still helps in moments where, because I had a really lack kind of mindset, and I work really hard on that piece. And so some of these little tricks and tips, they help me focus on what's actually working, not what I don't have, but what I'm building, right? And I'm visual, so I like to have the jar on the table. I like to have the sign what it's for. Another idea that we did in a mastermind that I was in, and I love this idea, and I've told my kids to do it, I tell my clients to do it. We were taught to do it, was to find a company, whether it's one of your credit cards or whatever, but to open up a savings account online that you can't see, because it's so much better if you can't see it, right? And we all started at the time, the people that were in the group with me, we were not doing great financially. We were still building our businesses and all that kind of fun stuff. And we all started, I think, with $11 a week we were putting in there. That's all we could do. And with that $11, we put it on automatic deposit, and it just went straight into that online checking account. And I've had that for years. And now when I look in it, like, the balance is so fun to see it, because it's like, I did that because I really sucked at saving. I never was really taught how to save money. And that was like a game changer. I was like, holy shit, that is so cool. And so if you are someone that maybe has a lot of debt and you feel like you're kind of buried in it, sometimes doing things like that shifts the vibration, and it shifts the cycle. Because we still had debt, and so I still had to do my debt payments and, pay things off and pay loans off and all that. And I was also putting money into savings, which was always a big deal to me. And so now we can do both, right? And that shifted a lot too. So all these little tiny kind of games that we play, they make a difference in your mindset with your lack mindset. And I think for me, that's something that I work on all the time. Because it was very much ingrained in me. And so I love to bring in the pennies from heaven and do a little extra with it too. Okay. So that is what we have for day number 5. We're working with the energy of money, abundance, wealth, love, because love and money, same vibration. And what can you do to start to ask for it? And I think that's a big deal too. Just start asking spirit. All right, I want to see some extra cash come in. Show it to me. Show me some change, show me some dollar bills, show me different ways to create more income, show me ways to receive. I was not a good receiver. And so I used to ask, help me be open to receive. And for me, it started with pennies, and it started with quarters. I remember I found a penny one day, and I was like, Spirit, it'd be really nice. Like, I love the pennies, but how about some quarters? Like, that sounds fun. And it was kind of like my value went up. Like I was like, oh wait, yeah, I can ask for quarters. Like, come on, let's bring in some quarters, or let's bring in some dollars, or let's bring in some $100 bills or whatever. And it's really fun to see when it starts to come in that way. Okay. All right, friends, any questions on that piece? And you should have emails today. I believe it's already been sent out, but if not, it'll probably be sent out right after this. We'll get the video in there and everything. And if there's anything else that we can support you with, readings, clearings, all that kind of fun stuff, obviously reach out to us for that. We'll get you scheduled, or you can go onto the website for that. Otherwise, I will be back tomorrow for day number 6. We just have a couple days left, tomorrow and Saturday. Saturday, I will be on at noon, and we'll be doing some prize drawings and things like that. So you want to see us on Saturday, or for sure watch the replay just in case we call your name. And if I can support you in any other way, you guys let me know. Otherwise, go stay open and receptive today, and let's see what kind of pennies from heaven or more that can come your way. Okay. All right. Have fun with this one. This one can be really, really fun. So definitely tag me if you share some posts, and let us know what the stories are that happen, because we love to hear that all week. Okay, guys. See you. Have a great day. Happy Thursday.